Okay, so here we are going to be looking at two cases. So we are going to start with case 1, and we are going to divide through by x. Divide both sides by x. So we have 16 raised by x equals 8x. So divide here by x and also divide here by x. So this cancels this. We are left with 16 raised by x over x equals 8. So we have 8 left on the right hand side. So we can rewrite the left hand side to now become 16 raised by x can now become 4 raised to power 2x raised to power x over x equals 8. And then we can manipulate the right hand side here, which is 8. We can manipulate it in such a way that it will be in the same pattern, or it will have the same pattern as the left hand side. So here's what I mean. So here is still 4 raised to power 2 raised to power x over x equals 2. Then this 8 can now be written as 4 over 1 over 2. Now, if you divide 4 by 1 over 2, you are getting 8. So, but we are not done with the right hand side. We can now rewrite again as 4 raised to power 2 all raised to power x over x will now be equal to, then here can now be, since there's a power 1 here, we can now have 4 raised to power 2 all raised to power 1 over 2, everything over 1 over 2 also. Don't forget, if you multiply 2 by 1 over 2, you still get the power 1 here. And if you simplify everything here, you get your 8. So the right hand side is still 8, but we are just manipulating it in such a way that it will have the same pattern as the left hand side. So looking at this equation closely, you will notice something, that on the left hand side, the right hand side is now a replica of the left hand side, or you can say the left hand side is a replica of the right hand side. Notice that the main power for the numerator and the denominator are the same. You have x, you have x. Likewise, on the right hand side, the main power for the numerator, which is 1 over 2, and the denominator here, 1 over 2, they are obviously the same. So you have 1 over 2 and 1 over 2. And again, you have 4 and you have 4 and you have 2 and you have 2. So in this case, the left hand side is equal completely to the right hand side. We can now equate corresponding terms. We can either equate the denominators, which is x equals 1 over 2. That gives us our answer directly. We can say x equals 1 over 2. X equals 1 over 2. Or we can just equate the numerators. So we can just say 4 raised to power 2x equals, because you have 2 times x to be 2x, equals, this is 4 raised to power 1, because you have 2 times 1 over 2 to give you 1. And then, of course, since the bases are the same, we can cancel out and we have 2x equals 1. Then divide both sides by 2. We have x equals 1 over 2 again. So this satisfies the equation. So we now know that 1 over 2 is a solution for this equation. You fix 1 over 2 for x, you are going to make the equation true. This is case 1. Then let us look at case 2. So for case 2, in case 2 here, we are still going to divide both sides by x. So we have 16 raised to power x equals 8x, and we are dividing here by x and dividing here by x also. So this cancels this, and we are left with 16 raised to power x over x equals to 8. Remember, this is case 2. And the left hand side, we can rewrite this 16 as 2 raised to power 4. So we have 2 raised to power 4 raised to power x over x equals to, then again we can manipulate it in a different form this time around. We can write it as 2 divided by 1 over 4. Mind you, 2 divided by 1 over 4 still gives you 8. We can still further manipulate the right hand side. We can now have it as 2 raised to power 4 raised to power x over x. Now the right hand side, we can have it as 2 raised to power 4, open bracket, power 1 over 4, then everything divided by 1 over 4 also. Remember, this is power 1 here, and if you multiply 4 by 1 over 4, you still get your 1, and if you simplify everything on the right hand side, you still get your 8, which is the original value for the right hand side. So now we have succeeded in making the right hand side look exactly like the left hand side again. We can now equate corresponding terms. Remember, the power for the numerator and the denominator here are the same. Likewise, on the right hand side, 1 over 4 is the same as 1 over 4 down here. And we have 2, and we have 2, and we have 4, and we have 4. It means the left hand side and right hand side are completely the same. The right hand side is a replica of the left hand side. So we can now equate corresponding terms. We can equate the denominators. We can say x equals 1 over 4, obviously. Or we can just further stress ourselves by equating the numerators. Of course, we can now say 4 times x, 2 raised to the power 4x equals to 4 times 1 over 4 is 2 raised to the power 1. So we can now cancel out the bases. We are left with 4x equals 1. And then dividing both sides by 4, we have x equals 1 over 4 also. So that means, therefore, for this equation, we have two values that will make the equation true. So the first one is 1 over 2, we got. And the second one is 1 over 4, is 1 over 4. So these are the only solutions for this particular equation. So that's it. The only real solutions, rather.